address, and the comment, "School starts early." So pretty much insinuating that he's a target. And also the Queen is a target. But says the Duke and the Duchess are fair game. And the Duke and the Duchess are very pleased to share a photograph of the Duke and Prince George at Kensington Palace this morning. So shortly after, ISIS went ahead and decided that they wanted to post their message. Telegram, basically breeding ground for terrorists. And that's how they get around the internet, is using encrypted game consoles. Encryption. Oh, yeah, they're very, very encrypted. That's what they do. They use games and gamers so they can fly under the radar. And there are many of these ISIS operatives, by the way, that are returning back to their countries of origin, and yes, we're one of them. They're back here because they're being chased out of the caliphate, out of Iraq, out of Syria, out of Afghanistan. They're coming back here. And according to the Pentagon, and we've heard this for the last several weeks, planning something of a 9/11 proportions. This is just, unfortunately, this is going to be something until it's all rooted out once and forever for all. And I don't know if that'll ever happen. We're always going to have enemies, the state. But this is a worldwide threat. ISIS is a threat, majorly, and to our country, but to civilized society in general. There's just would-be's out there and lunatics with a different ideology that is so diametrically opposed to all the things that we believe in, folks, with our values, the things that we hold near and dear to our hearts, and certainly doesn't warm the hearts of Judeo-Christians or good Catholics, good Muslims, whatever your religion is here, that live peacefully in our country, that love our country, and would die for our country. ISIS, everything's fair game. They'll go ahead and they'll kill anybody, Muslims, Christians, doesn't matter. Carnage and death, that's all they know. And of course, with the promise that they're told is that they'll be able to have their 77 virgins to live in paradise with them. I've always said, shoot, it's hard enough to take care of one woman. What makes you think you're the man? 77 of them? Wow. Guess you have some supernatural powers or something like that. The Taliban militants in Afghanistan say that their American captive's condition has deteriorated and is in poor health. Spokesman for the militants said in a statement today that the Americans, identified as Kevin King, is suffering from heart and kidney problems and often loses consciousness. The guy I'm talking about is captive, the American, kidnapped in August of last year. Last year. And then along with the Australian man, if you remember the story, Anthony Weeks, or is it Timothy Weeks? I got that's his brother. Timothy Weeks was the Australian guy outside the American University of Afghanistan in Kabul, where the pair worked as teachers, and they were taken from their vehicle while driving at night between their residence and the university. The Taliban has since released a couple of videos showing the captives in January. The video featured both men, pale and unshaven, asking President Donald Trump to begin negotiations with the militants and offer a prisoner swap for their freedom. Well, they got away with that with Bergdahl. Oh, yeah. He's going to jail, folks. He's going to jail. His treasonous actions cost the lives of our military, and we traded Taliban for him. Dear God. And who made that deal? Oh, let me see. Is it me? Barack Obama? Yeah, I did. I said that he was honorable. And what he did for his country. Yeah, he got his countrymen killed, you idiot. Do you understand why we had to get this guy out of the White House sooner rather than later? Well, he did his termed out. But if anybody should have been impeached, it should have been him. We never did that. We don't negotiate with terrorists. He did. We did it with Iran. We did it with the Taliban. And we're learning that we've done so many other things each and every day that Obama was more than aware of what he was doing, but he didn't care. I'm Barack Obama, and I approve this message. Just to think, I know there were some good Americans that voted for him and definitely had buyer's remorse. But if things weren't bad enough, learning now that, he knew Russia was doing what they were doing but didn't report it, and clearly knew that there was issues with the FBI, with Manafort. It'll be interesting to see, because this was the same FBI, CIA, NSA that was in charge for 8 years. So would it have meant that they were all asleep at the wheel and had no idea that this stuff was going on at all? Amnesia, all of them? Makes you wonder. And what was Loretta Lynch doing? None of those had any information? Come on. They all had each other's back. I got you back. I take care of you. We take care of our own. Meanwhile, we negotiate with terrorists. We allow our military to end up dead in body bags. Thank you very much. If Bergdahl doesn't go to prison, by the way, I'll be really surprised. But I think he could look at a life sentence to prison, and I hope they send him. I hope they send him to a place that reminds him of what he did to injured soldiers, to those that died. Shame on him. And just to think that we had a seated president, Barack Hussein. I call him Barack Insane Obama, for the crap that he did. What an idiot. Here's a song. Right,
in recent years, this country's gone to hell. And the crack's getting bigger on the side of that Liberty Bell. Well, Clinton, Obama, and the Democratic crew sure did a number on me and you. It wasn't my vote, you can blame yourselves for that. But we got a chance to turn things around if you get your butt up off the ground and understand we're all gonna have to work. This big old country wasn't built on sweat, and if we're gonna make it great again, you're gonna get wet. But the first things first, we all gotta vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. And to hell with the rest, he'll get us over the hump. And down the road, we'll all go, and the wall will get built by Mexico. The first things first, we all gotta vote for Trump. He understands the working man, tells the truth that we can understand. If you don't like it, you can all just kiss our ass. Kiss our ass. He pays his own way, don't take no crap. Gonna bring back country, get rid of rap. And if nothing else, we can all thank Donald for that. Thank you, Donald. Vote for Trump. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. The hell with the rest, he'll get us over the hump. And down the road, we'll all go, and the wall will get built by Mexico. But the first thing Trump.
And thank God we actually have Donald Trump in the White House. Rodney Carrington, if you want to check it out here. I just stumbled upon it. I wish I had it. I had a lot of other songs that we were playing that were parodies and great songs back then, but I just really liked the verbiage, etc. And I have a couple other ones, but we'll go ahead and share them at another time. Kevin Spacey, House of Cards. He's coming out because there's some new sexual harassment allegations about him dating all the way back to the year 1986 from Rent actor Anthony Rapp, saying that he does not remember the alleged encounter. House of Cards says he doesn't. Rapp said in a report Sunday night that he was just 14 years old with actor Kevin Spacey made a sexual advance towards him. Rapp told BuzzFeed News that in 1986, Spacey, a fellow Broadway actor at the time, invited Rapp to his apartment for a party, and later that evening, Spacey, then 26, alleged picked Rapp up, placed him on the bed, and climbed on top of him. I'm sorry for that information, making a sexual advance, according to the report. Spacey's come out, tweeted that he does not remember the alleged encounter, saying that it would have been over 30 years ago. How do you remember something like that? Kevin Spacey, I remember 1986. I was 16 years old, and if I did that to somebody else like that, unless you have thousands of encounters a year, how do you forget something like that? I would find it hard to believe that he did not remember, and given the fact he knew who the actor was. So Kevin Spacey says on his Twitter, he says, well, I don't remember it. It was over 30 years ago, but if I did behave as he describes, I owe him the sincerest apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate drunken behavior. But because, of course, and this is me, because if he was drunk, this is the only way to describe what happened. Rapp recalled he pushed Spacey off him, went to the bathroom and closed the door, thinking, what is happening? He told Spacey he had gone to his home, to which he allegedly asked him if he was sure he wanted to do that. Rapp, who came forward less than a month after the accusations against mega producer Harvey Weinstein led to his Hollywood downfall, said that he decided to speak out and not to simply air a grievance, but to try to shine another light on the decades of behavior that have been allowed to continue because many people, including myself, being silent. I told you, more people are going to come out. And by the way, Kevin Spacey says, I have been living as a gay man and I'm happy. A lot of people did not realize, but he had another opportunity to come out and said that he's gone both ways. My dad, it wasn't my dad, it was my mother. But she used to call gay people, or excuse me, not gay people, that were bisexual people, AC/DC. But yes, Kevin, not the rock group AC/DC, but Kevin Spacey has been bisexual for many, many years. So it's not unusual. If you're shocked, the House of Cards star Kevin Spacey is bisexual, but now he's strictly gay, living as just a gay man, loving gay men. But anyways, I just thought that was interesting how Kevin Spacey on his Twitter offers him a sincere apology for what would have been deeply inappropriate, a drunken behavior. And I'm sorry for the feelings he describes having a